Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? Happy New Year. Hopefully, this is the start of a good New Year, of a good 2023. It's a disaster. Um, 2022 just did not want to let go. It was supposed to be my year. Um, Growing up, 22 was always my number. I was born February 22nd, and so, uh, you know, 2 could have been my number, but nobody wants to be number 2. So I always went with 22. Playing sports and stuff, that was the number that I always wanted. All the other kids wanted 23 anyway, because of Jordan and Don Mattingly at that time. So I just went with number 22. That was my number. And it's always been my number. So 2022 was supposed to be great for me. And all in, it was a really good year. Em and I had took a great trip, probably the best trip ever, the Flogging Molly cruise, which we will be doing again in 2023. We sent out our wedding invitations and got our wedding plans set in place. My job kind of materialized a little bit more when I passed the PMP exam. The side job that I've taken on near the end of the year, gaining my software back as a little bit of side income. So 2022 was good for me. Mentally, it was a great year. I did not get a lot done in here this year like I wanted to. I wanted to do more projects, but I just didn't have the space for it in my schedule or in my head. But I think I made a lot of progress internally over 2022, so it ended up being a good year. But it did not want to let go. And there was one more thing that happened. So Friday, I recorded the episode in the shed, and of the new shed, and showed you guys that. And I thought that was going to be the final project of 2022. I thought Saturday is going to be a nice, relaxing day. Em and I are going to play board games, and we had to do some, take care of some family stuff. But other than that, it was going to be a nice day, and we're going to have a nice little evening, have a couple drinks, and go to bed at midnight. And then I came downstairs to do something. To do laundry. And I noticed a puddle of water underneath my furnace. So I pulled everything out of the way that was there. Thankfully, most of it was in plastic totes, a couple cardboard boxes and some pieces of wood, but for the most part, it was all plastic totes. And what I discovered was that the condensation pump on my furnace was broken. And so the water from my furnace unit was just on the floor. Not all of it, thankfully. Probably a couple of cups worth of water, like full cups, just dumped. And it had kind of followed. Interestingly enough, it followed it wicked along things. And so there was a few things laying on the floor that it wicked around some of the more permeable items. Like there was a rolled up rug leaning up. It didn't get wet at all. The water kind of went all the way around it because it wicked along something else laying there. But it was a mess. And it was like, this is, just not my year. And what had happened was the tub, the actual collection thing on the bottom of the pump cracked. It cracked about an inch down. So it was never full enough to trip the sump pump. So I manually ran that for a little bit, got the water level nice and low. I took some 2-part epoxy, actually some JB weld, and tried to fix the crack as best as I could and left it. So far there's been no water down here, but that also meant while we were in Morgantown on Saturday, I went to Menards to buy a dehumidifier. I ended up buying a dehumidifier, and it's something I should have owned all along. I never really thought about it, but this whole basement, there is one outlet for the furnace. There might be 2. but there's no intake down here. So the moisture down here is not going to ever get recirculated or get passed through the furnace, get past the air conditioner. It's never going to dry like the rest of the house does. So I should have, I should have owned a dehumidifier all this time. It's currently running over there right now, and it's already pulled full capacity in less than 24 hours, and it's still, the humidity's slowly dropping. It was like at 56% when I plugged it in. I think it's at 46 right now. So it's taking 10% of the humidity out of the air, which is good. Not 10%. 10 percentages. I don't know. It's taking some moisture out of the air, which is good. But I bought a. Let me take that. No, so the pump that they had there would not work with my furnace. I went to Lowe's and found a pump that I thought would work with my furnace. Brought it back. It does not. My furnace, for whatever reason, inside baseball type stuff, my furnace completely controls the pump. The one that I bought plugs into the wall, and then the furnace just turns it off and on. That's not what I got here. So I need to. I ordered one. I ordered a replacement of the exact same model, so I know it'll just fit right into place. But that was the actual last project of 2022. So far, 2 days into 2023, nothing has broke. We're ready for it if it does, I guess. What a weird final week to last year. But it's the new year. Hopefully you made it through just fine, and you get to spend some time with loved ones on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I did. And I'm really looking forward to the rest of this year. I don't really do resolutions, but it just kind of so happened to work out this year that as I looked at myself on the video on Friday, I did not like what I saw. And I weighed myself, and I have gained about 5 pounds, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but I am one of those weird builds where the only place I gain weight is right here. I don't gain weight in my legs or my arms, or I gain a little bit in my face, but I do not like it, and I'm going to be on having a beach wedding this year, and I don't want that. So I am cutting calories now in an attempt to try to shed 5 to 10 pounds over the next 6 months, which I think is completely doable. But it's not really a New Year's resolution. It just kind of happened to work out that way. It's more like, I don't like that person. I don't want to be, I don't want to have a bulging waistline. So I'm going to do something about it. Do you do resolutions? If you do, and you're willing to share, let me know what your goal is for 2023 in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know sounds smart is paradigm. It is a noun meaning observation of discovery and conflict with known facts, beliefs, and theories. The new paradigm for fashion, according to Sasha, is extremely expensive clothes that look as inexpensive as possible. Paradigm, P-A-R-A-D-I-G-M. That is not the way that I know that word. I know that word as like a set of rules to follow, or a structure. A paradigm being, yeah. Am I wrong there?